welcome back again to Big Times Podcast. And the topic is the greatness of cryptocurrencies. This is a topic that is very relevant to the most Kenyan investors, either businessman or anybody who is very interested in the cryptocurrencies world, digital investment. So my people, picture this. You're just sitting in your room, your phone in your hand, and you've just received 2,000 Kenya shilling for a side hustle you did only. So normally you load it to M-Pesa, withdraw, or maybe stash it in your bank account. But this time you send it into the Bitcoin wallet. Days later, the value shoots up. Then you check your phone and it's now worth 2,500 Kenya shillings. You didn't hustle again, but your money just worked for you. So my people, that's the kind of power that cryptocurrencies bring. And for a generation that is digital, that is always online, and hungry for financial freedom, crypto is more than just a digital money. It's a revolution. So today, let's break it down and make what makes crypto great and why young Kenyans and other people around the globe are jumping in, and how this global wave is already reshaping our lives. So my people, cryptocurrency started with just one coin, and that is Bitcoin. That was 2009. The creator Satoshi Nakamoto wanted a system where people could exchange value without banks and without the government pulling the strings. So, my people, think about how banks work in Kenya. You deposit your money, they lend it out, they charge you fees, and sometimes when the system are down, you can't even access your own cash. And that's not freedom, that's dependence. So my people, crypto flipped the script. It's decentralized, meaning that no single company or government controls it. Just like how M-Pesa changed the way Kenyans send money, Bitcoin opened the doors to financial independence. So, and the freedom is always addictive for Gen Zs who grew up in memes, who grew up in TikTok and online hustles. Crypto feels like our own kind of system. It is fast, open, and borderless. So, my people, let's talk about sending money. If you've ever tried to send money to someone outside Kenya, you know the pain. Bank transfers take days, Western Union take hours, and charges are always crazy. Even PayPal has limits and sometimes freezes account. So crypto solves this. With coin like USDT or Bitcoin, you can send money across the globe in minutes. For example, many freelancers in Nairobi, many freelancers in Eldoret, or whichever part of the globe, those who work on Fiverr, Upwork, or even just design the gigs on Instagram, they get paid in crypto. And this is because PayPal charges high fees, and sometimes it doesn't even allow withdrawal to Kenyan banks. With crypto, they can receive money instantly, convert it into Binance P2P, and cash out to M-Pesa. So, my people, for Kenyan importers, it's the same story. Some now pay the Chinese suppliers directly in crypto to avoid bank delays. So my people, just imagine buying a stock today, shipping tomorrow, and then paying instantly. Crypto makes that possible. So Kenya, as many Kenyans know that Kenya is no stranger to financial scandals. We have experienced a lot of financial scandals, from collapsed banks like Imperial Bank to circles where the members' savings mysteriously disappear. Those who trust in traditional system that is always shaky. But blockchain, that is the tech behind the crypto, is like a public diary. Every transaction is recorded, open to everyone, and almost impossible to tamper with. No ghost transaction, no cooking the books, So my people, just imagine the hellblons who are on the blockchain. You'll see exactly where the money goes. And there will be no favors, no lost records, or if the bursaries were distributed on the smart contracts, students will get the money directly, no middleman to eat those middlemen that tampers with the funds, And this is the kind of transparency crypto can bring.
There will be thousands and thousands of treasury companies, just like there's thousands of insurance companies, thousands of funds, thousands of banks. And why will they exist? They will exist because the risk-free fiat credit rate is 50 basis points in Japan and minus 50 basis points in Switzerland and 200 basis points in Europe and 400 basis points in the US, going to 300 basis points soon. And the world wants 10%, right? And who wants 10%? Everybody. Okay, so the real issue is, how are you going to wrap it? How are you going to construct it? I want it to run on my rails. You can buy Stretch on NASDAQ brokers, but you can't buy Stretch on Robinhood. Okay? How do you get the security to go down the rail? It's kind of like, yeah, I got a hamburger, it's $3, but how do I buy it in London when the hamburger is getting served up in San Francisco? The distribution matters, the container matters, the compliance matters. The marketing matters, right? I mean, do they like you? Do they trust you? So, when I think about Bitcoin treasury companies, I'm like, well, do you have the management team? Do you have a strategy? There's 1,000 strategies, 1,000 ways to do this. Do you have a focus? Do you have a capital market, right? Orange BTC is coming public in Brazil. They'll be the first company that's where the capital structure has been designed to be elastic to support ATMs and the like in that capital market. So constructing the company with the strategy in the right capital market is important. But it goes without saying there's going to be a monster treasury company in every capital market. It won't be us in Japan. It'll be Metaplanet, most likely. Right? There'll be a monster in every capital market, but that doesn't mean there isn't room for 100 other very successful companies in every major capital market.
So my people, let's get the real shit. Prices in Kenya are always going up, A liter of fuels that was below 100 bob a few years ago is now over 200 bob. Bread is pushing now at around 70 bob. The shillings keep on losing its value against the dollar, And this is inflation. This is the inflation that quietly eats your savings. Maybe you save 10,000 Kenya shillings, but the next year, the shilling can't even buy what it used to. Crypto, it gives you the protection. Bitcoin, for example, has limited supply. Only 21 million coins will ever exist, and nobody can just print more. Like the government, the government print more money and then it goes broke. So, some Kenyan entrepreneurs keep part of their profit in Bitcoin or stablecoins to protect against the shilling's decline. For them, it's like a digital version of saving dollars, but without needing a US bank account, So my people, let's also be honest. Many young Kenyans are in crypto because of one thing, and that's opportunity. Crypto has created millionaires worldwide. But even here, you'll hear stories of campus students doubling the amount through trading. Some are flipping coins on Binance P2P. Others are minting the NFTs. So, in 2021, local artists started minting NFTs. This is the digital art sold on blockchains. A few painters and digital creators got buyers from Europe, others from US. Something that the world will have been impossible through traditional galleries, And it's not about trading. The decentralized finance where you can lend your coins and earn interest or borrow against your crypto without going to a bank. For Gen Z, this feels like gaming the system. Your money doesn't just sit there; it also works for you. So my people, here is a fact. Not everyone in Kenya has a bank account, but almost everyone has a phone. That's why the M-Pesa was such a hit. Crypto builds on that with just a smartphone and an internet bundle. Anyone can access global financial market. No paperwork, no ID requirements like banks, and no long queues like banks does. So my people, in rural, maybe in rural Kisii or Busia or Kakamega, youths who don't have bank accounts use crypto wallets for saving. Some even accept payment in USDTs for small online jobs, then cash out through the P2P traders to M-Pesa. It's giving access to those who are left out by the traditional finance. So crypto is just more than just coin. It powers smart contracts, digital agreement that run automatically.
The floodgates are opening, right? For the first time, Schwab is custodying, Bitcoin. Fidelity is custodying Bitcoin. I'll never forget. I signed into a Fidelity account not too long ago. The first thing that pops up is this little icon. Would you like to create a Fidelity digital asset wallet? And I said yes. I literally clicked yes on it, and all of a sudden you could buy Bitcoin on there. You look at what Chase is doing. You look at what all the major banks are doing, right? I mean, all of a sudden you're no longer trying to do, buy Bitcoin using a ledger and using DeFi. You can literally buy it through spot ETFs for the first time, and every bank is custodying it. I mean, we are on the 1 yard line of cryptocurrency, and we've got another whole field to run, as explosive as it's been. So I do think it hits $1 million eventually. I've never been more bullish on anything in my life. And listen, Charles, I was telling everybody to buy it when it was at 40,000, and here we sit at 115,000. Right. I'm more bullish on it today because of the legislation in this country, and because of how widely adopted it's been. And I can tell you, I talk to the biggest companies, the biggest families in the world, and every single one of them is racing to buy Bitcoins.
So my people, imagine renting a house in Nairobi where your rent is locked in a smart contract. The landlord get paid instantly without you transfer the crypto, and the system automatically updates your lease. No middleman, no disputes. Or think about the circles. What if savings and the loans were managed through blockchains, smart contracts? Members will see every transaction, and loans will be distributed instantly without corruption. And this is the greatness of crypto. It's not about the currency. It's a whole new way to run the system fairly. So crypto in Kenya has become part of youth culture. Twitter is full of the Kenyan crypto community sharing trading signals, jokes, and memes. Telegram groups are buzzing with P2P deals. So it's not about the money. It feels like being part of a movement. a digital rebellion against the old system. Just like M-Pesa defined the 2000s, crypto is reshaping the 2020s. For Gen Zs, it's not a question of if, it's how deep will you go, you know. Of course, we can't ignore the challenges. Crypto is still risky, you know. Prices they can rise very fast and even crash faster, you know. Scammers also target new investors with fake coins or the Ponzi schemes, you know. You have probably heard of people being scammed by the get rich schemes, crypto groups on WhatsApp, and that's why education is key. Real crypto is about long-term value, not the overnight with riches, you know. But even with risks, the opportunities are too big to ignore, you know. So my people, Kenya is already ranked among the top African countries in crypto adoption, alongside the Nigeria and South Africa. Regulators are slowly paying attention, and conversation about the central bank digital currencies are happening, you know. So imagine a future where you can buy groceries at Naivas using Bitcoin, or you pay rent in USDT, or even use Safaricom shares through the blockchain tokens. That's not far off. It already starting in places like Nigeria. Kenya could be the next, you know. So my people, the greatness of crypto is simple, you know. It gives power back to the people. It makes money borderless, transparent, and even fair. It protects against inflation. It also creates wealth opportunities and open doors for millions who are once locked out by traditional systems. For young Kenyans, especially the Gen Zs, crypto is more than just a trend. It's a chance to shape the future. While our parents trusted in banks and stocks, we are stepping into a world of digital wallets, NFTs, and blockchains. So my people, so whether you are a student or just a trader, or maybe you are a farmer, freedom is all that most crave for. And that freedom that controls over your money is what makes cryptocurrency truly great, you know. So my people, this is all for today.